It's October 1st.
October the 1st.
And it's first day hunting season over here in Saskatchewan, but we are not hunting.
Well, we are kind of.
We're skunk trapping.
You're hunting Pepe Le Pew.
I am. But from a distance, like with a trap I leave behind.
We're having lots of fun. We're here visiting with Ryan Demchynski, our friend from the show, and you want to stick around for this one.
Well, you guys have a fresh one. Didn't you say that you heard this rustling around in the grass last night, hey?
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, welcome to Trapping Inc. I'm Sandi Mellon, and we are here in southern Saskatchewan with our good friend Ryan Demchynski and his daughters Allison and Kaitlin. And you girls are right into this skunk trapping business, and I want to learn all about it. It's you've got quite a little market going for it, and there are a lot of skunks in southern Saskatchewan, so these girls are really good at it. This is my first time, so I brought an accessory, might need it, my little clothespin. Although it may be a party favor that I'm handing out at our youngest son's wedding in a week, but Ryan says he's never been sprayed by a skunk yet. I'm going to hope his luck is hanging out for him this weekend. So stick around, we're going to have lots of fun.
Trapping is the cornerstone that Canada was built on. Brave and sometimes crazy men and women, fueled by the lucrative fur trade, explored and mapped our great nation. Hundreds of years have passed since then, but trapping still remains vibrant, strong, and steeped in the ancient traditions. The fur bearers still follow the old paths and live as dictated by thousands of years of instinct. Fur only gets prime in the harsh temperatures of winter, and trappers must respect and prepare for the weather. Trapping's past is firmly rooted in history, but today, the gear and techniques have changed. Canada is still known for the best wild fur in the world, and today our pelts are sold on the global market. Our community is large, and our numbers are growing. We are trappers. This is what we do and where we belong. Join us in our adventures. Welcome to Trapping Inc., the face of today's trapper.
Okay, so this is our number one spot. It's right here in my yard. I came in from setting the first day and noticed a skunk waddling across my yard, so I brought a trap over here and set it. And this is a new development. The other skunks have been coming. You can see there's a beautiful trail here into the trees, right through the grass, and that's all fresh last night. So I think we have quite a few more here to catch. And the wonderful thing with skunks, everybody's scared of the smell, but if you use the 120 Belial in a box like this, bait with a chunk of beaver, which the other skunks have eaten on him already, they kill the skunk dead and they don't spray. That's the biggest thing, because there's an essence market, and if they spray, all your money goes out the other end.
Literally.
Literally.
Literally. And so you make your own boxes?
Yep, they're just plywood boxes.
Just plywood boxes.
Yeah, they're basically like your Marten boxes, except they're not quite as elaborate as what you guys use.
Well, we don't have any skunks up our way.
That's right.
So we have to come down to southern Saskatchewan to learn how to do it. And you know, everybody kind of laughs and it's Pepe Le Pew and isn't it funny, but there's quite a serious reason for trapping skunks. They're quite a nuisance, and in fact, a friend of my mom's at the farmer's market, the skunks are into their bees and they eat the bees.
Yeah, they're really hard on bees, on the nests, anything around the hives. There's lots of that in southern Saskatchewan, where they have the alfalfa fields for seed, and they have the leaf cutter bees, and skunks are horribly hard on those.
So it's important to know how to trap them, just from a pure protecting your business perspective. But there is also a market for them other than the essence.
That's right. The fur market You can see this isn't even a real big skunk, but you can just see how soft that fur is. They're so silky.
Yeah.
And the biggest thing with a skunk is those beautiful stripes on them.
Yeah. Very
they're just
distinctive. There
very
isn't anything
distinctive.
else
Nothing else like it.
Yeah.
And every stripe is individual. If you skin them, they're all like a thumbprint or fingerprint.
Oh.
Every skunk has its own stripe.
That's like zebras in South Africa.
I didn't know that.
Yep.
So.
Learn something new every day.
Yep.
Trapping Inc. is brought to you by these fine sponsors. Halford Hides, unique beyond compare. Find us online at halfordsmailorder.com. Prevail Energy, the healthy energy drink. Find us online at endurance99.com. And by Alberta Outdoorsman Magazine, Alberta's only hunting, fishing, and trapping magazine. albertaoutdoorsman.ca.
Well, Allison's got some success here, and this is apparently a big skunk. I don't know skunks, so Allison's got her trap setters here, and she's gonna let him loose, and then we're gonna have a look at him.
Hey!
So this is a big skunk, Ryan.
Yeah, that one will.
Yeah.
That's a double extra large. That's a good sized skunk already.
Oh wow.
They do get bigger than this,
Yeah.
but this is a really good, healthy, big skunk.
So last year at the auction, what did one like this go for?
Unfortunately, it wasn't great. Maybe
No.
about $5, but the year
Yeah.
previous, those were $30 skunks. So.
But you know what? Trappers also have to be a little bit cunning when it comes to marketing as well, and you do something a little different with yours as well, don't you?
Yeah, I try to find a private market of ladies who do a lot of hats and mitts made out of skunk
Right?
for basically our Canadian customers.
Yeah.
And so I usually send them in pre-tanned, like I do all the skinning, fleshing, get them tanned, and then sell them as a finished tan product for whoever wants to use them as either wall hangers or a garment. And then I also suck out the essence for lure making, as you love that smell so much. So
The post office doesn't like us when Ryan sends us stuff. Well, this is great.
Yeah.
Good work. And there is absolutely no smell here whatsoever. Honestly, I'd have my clothespin out.
this
Let's have a look.
is just a minor amount. We had a big rain here, and it's hard to see now. It looked like there was 200 skunks just pounded all this area, just full of skunk traps.
Wow.
You can see these are fresh ones in the dirt here.
Yep.
There are skunks. I call this place Ground Zero. It's a hide plant. I caught 23 skunks here last year, and yesterday I have 6 traps set. I have 5 yesterday, and
We got some already.
we can see already
Yeah.
some here today.
Yeah.
For meat.
Yeah.
That's the best bait out of everything. And for skunks, I don't know why they like a tainted beaver meat. Something tainted, they'll eat anything, but a tainted beaver meat is the one that attracts them the most. You know, you can see all these hides they could be chewing on. There's tons and tons and tons of food, and you give them a beaver, and they'll go to that every time for you.
Wow. So you were saying that other than the leather, there isn't really a whole lot of difference in the hide from prime to non-prime.
No, the fur itself will get about 10-15% thicker when
Right.
it's fully primed up, but the leather will be dark. But otherwise, that fur, you know, it goes by the health of the animal. You get a good healthy animal in the fall, the fur quality is really nice. They're always that nice. You know, even the ones you find on the road dead in the summer, they even have fur like this. It's amazing how they don't overheat, but the fur quality stays really well throughout the year. The leather will prime up, but the fur is really nice even at this time of year already. That's how she looks.
Ow.
And you like the trigger on the bottom.
Typically, yeah. If I go on the top when the skunk is coming in, it's his head's gonna be right here and his foot's right there.
Oh, okay.
When you go this way, his head's looking nice, and he'll have his head in there when his foot hits that trigger.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and then you get that chest catch. You can get a nice neck catch on them, but if you have a foot or anything else in there, they may be alive on you yet, because they have such a thin little neck. But if you get their head there and then their foot, it's a dead skunk every time.
And now for Halford's Trapper's Tip of the Week.
Okay, you said that a lot of people don't want to touch these guys to skin them until they're
Diffused?
diffused.
Yeah. Well, that's because it's case skinned, and where you make your opening cuts, and right there is where the glands are. So
Okay.
people don't know. A lot of people want to do is they just take the pressure off them.
Yeah.
If you put your hands here and you just kind of roll, you'll feel
Yeah.
those kind of cherry tomato feeling things in there.
Yeah.
That's the sac. It's an
Okay.
actual sac. It's not a gland.
Okay.
My finger on the vent, because sometimes the pressure will make it squirt a bit. Now what you do, you just feel. I know it's right there. Put the needle in.
Yeah.
Okay, and what I've done is through the sac, I've went through with the needle.
Right.
Now I'm going to pull vacuum on the needle
Okay.
and start dragging the needle out till it drains the sac. Like
Okay.
that.
All right.
And there she starts.
Okay.
And you just pull the vacuum all the time, you wiggle the needle,
Uh-huh.
and you see now it's stopped. Keep vacuum on that,
Wow.
and there's one sac. You have yourself a little container ready. This is the part that stinks.
Yep, it does.
And you kind of want to aim for the center of it.
Out here?
Yep. And push through. Okay. Okay.
So, vacuum.
Yeah, you got her. She's right in there. No, just pull some more vacuum. Wiggle. Don't pull the needle out now. And just wiggle the needle back and forth, up and down. A little more vacuum. And then pull the needle out. And then hold it straight up. Yep. And up. There you go.
Just that easy.
Piece of cake. Now it's diffused. Now you can skin it like a muskrat.
Okay.
And that's it.
Cool.
All the pressure's off and all the ugliness is out.
That was Halford's Trapper's Tip of the Week.
There's your, what are they, not the suitcase because it's not on his chest, but that's the, they have the percentages,
Yeah.
and that's perfect.
Well, the one behind his skull there is considered a zone 1.
Yeah, that's right, I meant the zones.
Okay, so you've suitcased him though because you have him in 2. But even if you only have one behind the skull, they call that a zone 1.
Yeah. And you can see how those feet
Yeah.
got in there.
Yeah, well, they're both in there.
Yeah.
So we didn't.
So that's an actual suitcase catch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's it?
But that's perfect. Like you see, he was laying right there.
Yeah.
You know, they don't struggle, and
No. they
it's
sure
over
don't.
fast. And again, as your delicate nose knows, they're not spraying.
I am delicate.
No. It's a good spot.
Good deal.
Mine's too heavy. It hurt my hands.
Beautiful.
Excellent.
Beautiful. Oh, I bet it's still in there.
So I got pressed into a service here. Okay, you're talking about bait though. You're saying like they like the rotted meat.
Yep.
And that was what was the most important. If you use anything sweet or fish or whatever, then you end up with raccoon.
Yep.
So-
oh, sorry. Go ahead.
So you're separating here just strictly for the you could target the skunk.
That's correct. Yeah. If I use a fish bait, I'll catch 10-to-1 raccoon. If I use a rotten beaver, I'll catch 10-to-1 skunk. In the exact same location, same sets, same everything.
Okay.
And just simply by switching up the bait, you'll get a different species.
Well, that's a fast one.
Very quick.
I'm betting, knowing what I know from Marten and Fisher and that, I'm betting the skull's crushed on that one.
I think so, yeah.
Those 120s are deadly.
I think it got him just behind.
Just behind.
But I bet you there's some definitely bone damage in there. But yeah, deadly effective there.
Is this one a healthy one?
He's a little yellow. Not the worst one, but a little yellowed already.
I noticed that back in here they tend to be a little grayer or you know, the under is a little grayer on the ones that aren't quite as prime looking,
Yeah,
right? Or
yeah.
maybe older animals, whatever.
Just the health again. They're a non-stop animal. They keep growing. I mean, like they keep growing as they get older. If the health is there, you'll get those great big buggers with the nice white stripes. Typically, as they get older, though, those stripes will yellow up a bit, though, yet.
Well, let's talk about a trapper's efficiency here, one that you practice.
Yep.
The fact that today we have 90 traps to check, so you're not dealing with any landowners, you're trapping in 2 RMs, and so you're just doing it in the ditches.
That's correct, yep. I just call the RM offices and talk to them. They're obviously very happy that I'm out there trapping skunks. The landowners all love it, but in order to run 90 traps spaced about a mile apart, that's a lot of landowners to contact.
You might have to deal with 90 landowners.
That's correct. Yeah, it'll be a week or 2 weeks of just trying to track guys down, especially at harvest time. It's just the nature of the beast. So in terms of efficiency, you just trap ditches, and I speak to 2 people in the RM offices, and I have, I don't know, a few hundred square miles instantly that I can go and trap on right away.
The other thing I really liked was the fact that you set your traps all on approach, so you don't have to worry about, did I put it by this bush or anything else.
Correct.
They're sitting there, they're in the open.
Yep.
They're on the approach, so they're once again on those edges that you talked about. The skunk
right.
doesn't like to be in the tall stuff where he can't see.
Correct.
And so you using the animal's own likes and dislikes to help catch them, right?
Yeah, and like it's natural travel routes, and if anybody goes, after a good rain, you take a look at the roads, especially these back roads here, you'll see all kinds of trails, and they run these roads all day long. They're not in the tall grass, they're running right along the edges here. This is where their food is, this is their travel routes. Put the trap right beside them, so it's efficient and it's effective.
There we go. That's fat. Oh.
Yeah, that's a chunky little one.
But instant.
That one was quick.
They really do have a very small, short neck, don't they?
And it's thin.
Yeah.
That's the problem, is it's thin. There's not a lot between the spine and the esophagus.
Yeah, it's got a groove in the skull.
It does? Okay.
Yeah.
He did get it in the skull.
Yeah, you got a groove in the skull. But
And
there's those teeth, those omnivorous teeth.
that's right.
They eat everything. Trapping Inc. is brought to you by these fine sponsors. Argo UTV, any season, any terrain. Online at argoutv.com. Midland Radio, communication for your busy outdoors lifestyle. And by Carl's Ice Optics, we make it visible. Gentech-intl.com.
So now that we've diffused one of these little critters, Ryan's going to give a quick lesson on how to skin them.
Hey, they're just a real simple case-skinned animal. Just remove the front legs. It's the opening cuts that they call the money cut. Skunk and raccoon have that. Just do your hind feet like normal. And the money cut basically gives you a little longer back. So what you do is from the vent, this is just my little pokey knife here.
Yeah.
Skin that way. Now the sacks are on each side of the vent.
Right.
So what you do is you just go underneath the skin, right on that skin line. Don't go jabbing in there, because that's when you're going to get some stink.
Mm-hmm.
And if I can get my knife in there. And then you go up to the crotch. Same thing over here. Okay. Then you're right there at the crotch. And then you go across to the inside of the leg. Right there. And the same on this side. Down to the crotch. And what that does, instead of opening it up here, now all of this becomes part of your back.
Oh.
It just gives you a little longer back.
Yeah.
And it gives you that really nice look here. It gives you a bigger back.
Oh, right.
It'll give you a pre-made inspection window, and it gives you the most usable fur and the most of the stripes right there.
Perfect.
So after that, they're very, very, very easy to skin. They have lots of that white, lardy type fat on them, which makes them skin and flesh extremely quick and easy. Just start the legs, pull down. The only thing that I do is stay back, because sometimes if it's a little pressured, you may have a dribble.
Okay.
After that, it's just a very simple pull.
Thank you for letting me know.
Yeah, that's it already. Down the back, pull down the tail a bit.
Oh, okay, I was going to ask you if you've got a...
I just start to split the tail.
Right.
Can you see that in there? Split the tail, pull down a bit. Split the tail, pull down. Split, pull down. And just use pliers or tail puller. And that's
Oh,
it.
wow.
Front legs.
Yeah, look at all the fat on them.
Very fatty animals.
Yeah.
One more. Here's the head. And just like any other animal, ears, eyes, face.
I would really like to see this as part of the rendezvous skinning competition.
I asked to do it and I got met with a resounding no.
Really?
Really. This was supposed to be a speed skinning event while they were still loaded, and I was told no.
Oh.
And I always skin the cartilage out of my noses. And there is
Wow. That
skunk
was
skin.
fast.
And you just see that gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous fur.
Okay, so we had a great day. Lots of driving, lots of traps that you got set out, Ryan, and we had lots of fun. So Kaitlin, how many?
15 skunks.
15. So we did pretty well. There's only a few of them that were a little smelly, but other than that, it was the bait that got the going on there. So Allison, what's your favorite part about trapping?
My favorite part about trapping is spending time with my dad.
Thank
Well, that's
You're
a
welcome.
great answer.
You're welcome.
Caitlin?
My favorite part about trapping is seeing all the animals we catch and hanging out with my dad.
That's awesome. It's a very much a family activity.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the best part is after you've trapped them all, after you've spent all this time with Dad, and you've skinned them, and you go to auction, and you got all that money in your pocket. What do you do with it, Caitlin?
I buy some things with it. And like I buy Lego and I build it.
That's cool. So some toys. How about you, Allison? What do you do with all your money?
I'll buy some things and then I'll save the rest.
Wow, that's a great strategy. What a great way to raise your girls, Ryan.
I also bought a dozen traps each to help out with this. So.
Well, that's okay. You learn the value of commerce, right? And nothing good ever comes without a little bit of work putting into it. Anyway, thank you so much for the day.
Thank you for coming
It
again.
was a
pleasure.
great day.
Yeah.
And thanks for watching. Hopefully you've heard and seen a few tips. And even if skunks aren't in your backyard, at least you have some appreciation for what it takes to trap these guys. See you down the trail.
You can keep up with all the action at trappinginc.com or join our Facebook and YouTube sites.